Hello there.
Why can't I hear you? This is oh wait, here it is. Okay. I was gonna be really annoyed if I had that issue earlier.
So what do you think of script practice? You did an awesome job. I was so impressed by you.
I literally called my mom after and I told her, I was like, I think I blacked out.
You were so good for somebody who doesn't want to talk on the phone. I was like, oh my gosh, she is so good. This is just awesome.
Good at talking to people. It's scary when you don't know what they're going to say. And then like, if they don't want to talk to you or they're declining what you're saying or pushing back, I think that's what's scary about it.
Well, and you know what? There's an art to that, right? If they really, really don't want to talk to you, then you are not going to make them get an appointment with you. I mean, even if you force them into scheduling it, they are going to show up, right?
Yeah.
So there is an art, but you have to understand the difference between or I am not interested, a lot of times I'll just hang up on you. So, and if it's your own personal family member, maybe they aren't going to hang up on you, but they're going to be like, hopefully.
Yeah, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah. All right. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning, Mike.
Hi.
Good morning.
So tell me what you got going on, Mike. What's your win and your challenge?
Oh, already? Well, I reached out. I did phone calls instead of text this time.
Yay!
Yeah, it was just more of getting back to chit chat, and then yes, I'm a realtor, and no, they don't need me right now. It just keeps going in a loop. But at least I'm making progress that way.
All right, Mike, let me ask you a question. If you wouldn't have had that chit chat, oh yeah, I'm a realtor and they don't need you right now, what would happen if they do need you 3 or 4 months from now that you've had that conversation, chit chat? What do you think your odds are, better or worse that they'll reach out to you?
Well, it's better. Plus, I'm going to keep in contact. So, before I just kind of threw a text out there in no man's land, and hopefully it landed on something. But now I'm more, I don't know, what do you call it? Just more.
Purposeful. It's purposeful and intentional communication. So texting is fine, but if they don't respond, you don't even know if they got it. And even if they do respond, you don't even know if they read it, interpreted it, understood it. I had a weird thing happen yesterday where I was emailing this lady from Black Diamond, right? I had a client that paid for her termite inspection by credit card, and then at closing, the lender had it on the closing statement, so the title company had to pay it, so it was a double payment. And it's been 3 months, and so I emailed the Black Diamond lady yesterday, and I was nice. I'm a nice person, right? I was really nice. I know it wasn't this person I was emailing's fault, and I was very nice. And she came back to me and said that she thought my email was completely unnecessary and rude. And I'm not rude. I mean, I went back and read it, and I'm not rude. I don't know how you got that I was rude in my message, but the thing is, it lacked inflection, right? It lacked, there's so many things that you get in a verbal contact. And Stephanie and I were talking about this yesterday. Not everybody wants to talk on the phone with us. I understand that, but we have to give them a chance, because what if they do? Right?
Yeah, I always started out with, did you get my text? And then just went on from there. And then just it came to a lot of just catching up, and then threw the realtor thing in there, and then if you ever need me, I'm here and I'll keep in contact. Now,
did you get all their information so you can put them on a neighborhood smart plan?
No. I'll call back.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've got something really cool I'd like to send you and get your input on. Can I have your address and your email? Can I verify your address and your email? Right now, I can send them something really cool, right? Plus, you can send them a Christmas card.
So I got sidetracked, really, just chit chat, talk. Getting back to know people.
But Mike, here's the thing: you like to text. You've just had a conversation with them. Couldn't you text and say, "Oh shoot, I loved our conversation yesterday, but I forgot to ask you."
Correct. I'll do that.
Yeah, you could do that. You could follow up.
And if they don't respond, I'll call back.
Or call them back, yeah. All right, challenge then. How many did you call? Do you know?
Oh, at least 6.
Awesome. All right, well, get them in your database, get their information, and get them on a smart plan. What's your challenge?
Well, I did is it KPA, that what it's called? Or
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I talked to Joel, and he's supposed to contact me back today, so I'm kind of in the air on that one. So I hopefully everything goes well there, for getting this day going.
Yeah.
Should I contact Joel or should I just wait? Because he said he'd contact me.
Well, if he said today, if you haven't heard from him by tomorrow, I would reach out to him and say, hey, I was looking forward to talking to you. What's good this week for you? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. All right. Who wants to tell me next?
Okay. Wins, challenges, and what's the other thing today?
Well, I didn't have a thing today. So we'll
okay.
with wins and challenges.
Wins and challenges. So in the time I got off the phone at 9 o'clock with you to the time I got on the phone got on this call with you at 10 o'clock, I had a random call out of the blue from a lady that I knew years ago when I was in catering, and I used to cater her all the time at U of L. And she called me up and she said, I've been following your realtor page on Facebook, and my daughter needs a house and she needs some help. Will you help her?
Come help me. I love come help me.
I was like, Lauren, I just got all the goosebumps.
Now I have a question. Was she in your database?
No, but she is now.
Okay, but now you got to think about how many other Laurens there are that are not in your database.
Okay.
Not the name Lauren, but how many other people from your catering and your, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
like how many, so this is kind of like you've heard my senior picture story, right?
Yes.
The lady that found me on my Facebook that had 11 investment properties she wanted to sell.
Yeah.
That was not in my database. Shame on me, right?
Right.
So find those people now. Do you have the memory jogger? Have I ever sent you that? It is on you got access to the PC library. It's in there under database, lead generation database. There is a memory jogger sheet in there, and it will help you find people that you do not have in your database that you should have in.
Okay.
Or Stephanie, you've probably seen the memory jogger because it's from Bold.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I'll look it up. I was poking through that little site this morning when I couldn't sleep a little bit. So
awesome. That's a big, huge win. So you got an appointment, and it was a come call me. It was a come have an appointment with me call. I love that. Yeah.
So it's a win. It's definitely a win. The challenge is she lives in Indiana and I'm not licensed in Indiana. Now I do have a good friend that I give my referrals to in Indiana. So I'm going to give you a thing, a win, a challenge, and a thing. My thing is I had been having a long-term goal of about 5 years to get licensed in Indiana. And then I moved it down to 3. And then I think by next year at some point, I'm going to be licensed in Indiana. This is the second Indiana contact I've had to refer away. And
awesome.
so
well, here's the thing for you. Month. You know somebody that has a really awesome exam study group. So
yes, I do. I do. So real quick, if I can, so if I take the Indiana license, do I have to take the national exam again plus the Indiana piece, or do I just take the Indiana piece?
You have to take both because there's no reciprocity. You're a salesperson in Kentucky and we're brokers in Indiana. So you're going to have to take the full thing. It's going to be okay. Do not worry about it. Your Kentucky people come to my exam study group and do just fine. It's, you're not going to have, it's not going to be stressful. So don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Take the full 90-hour class.
Yeah. So, all right. We can talk more about that.
And I have
a new thing.
I have some resource. I have the whole school list for Indiana. So we can talk about that. When we talk about your one-on-one, we'll talk about that. We can set a plan for that. But I love that. But in the meantime, you get 25%. And
yes.
She thought enough to refer you without you contacting her. Imagine how many other people she knows that she could refer to you.
That's right. And we talked about some other things that I could help her with. So that's a great ball rolling right there. Good stuff.
All right. Who's next? Everybody meet Stephanie. She's new. She's from the Northeast office.
Hi, Stephanie again.
And her mom, just as a side note, is the MCA up there. So she's
Nice.
Chad. She's Chad at the Northeast office. Her mom is.
I like it.
Yes, and I was front desk over there too for the last like 2 years. So I think everybody here is what, Louisville or South office?
Yes.
I'm in Louisville.
This morning.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't recognize any of these names. I recognized Armand earlier, but
Oh, Melissa. Melissa's in the Northeast office. She's in Kokomo.
Yep.
okay. So I'm assuming you're new then, at least newish to the Northeast office.
I'm a year in.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. Let's see. I do have a question. I've been having issues with people wanting to push off appointments till after the holidays. Do you recommend setting up something for after the holidays or trying to push them to talk before then?
Well, I always want to try to talk before. It's a great opportunity for us to get together and celebrate a little bit for the holidays too. Would you like to get together and do a little celebration? And, but if it's a stranger and they really want to wait till after the holidays, I would find out why they want to wait. Like, remember, come from curiosity, ask questions. Why do they want to wait? If they just have way too much on their plate and they just couldn't handle one more thing, then why push them into something that remember, push, right? Yeah. When you push something, it goes away from you. You want to attract them to you. But if it's just like, we've had this come up on script practice, like, well, it's cold and nobody really wants to sell a house when it's cold. Really? You honestly don't think, or you think that people don't buy houses in the winter? Right? I mean, you have to come back. You have to ask them a question and help them self-discover what their reason is. And if their reason really is that they have 900 things that they have to do between now and Christmas, or they have a religious objection, or, whatever that might be. So I would just dig into it a little bit more. If they just are like, well, it's probably better to wait till after the holidays. Well, what happens if the perfect house comes on the market for you between now and January, and we are on the lookout for it? You might miss out. Would that be a concern for you? And if they say, no, I don't really care, well then, make an appointment for after the first of the year, but stay in contact between now and then. They might warrant a Christmas card with a $5 Starbucks gift card in it to, your little pick me up as you're busy at Christmas, or, it might warrant something just a little bit extra to glue you to them.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I kind of tried to steer them also in like the lender direction to be like, okay, well, let's do the first step of let's meet with the lender and get that kind of pre-approved process start. So I've been successful with at least one of them. They've talked to the lender and gotten that started.
The other concern would be with credit card debt and Christmas. I've heard that story a lot too. Well, if you'd like to buy a house, maybe you shouldn't be charging your Christmas, right? But you can't really say that. So you could say, would you like to talk to a lender so you could figure out what maybe would be a wise idea to keep you on track for your goals as you head into Christmas time. If you guys come up with anything else, anyone else that works really well as far as people that are wanting to push off till after the holidays?
Keep engaging week to week.
Melissa, go ahead.
I would just say keep engaging them week to week. I've got a couple different ones who want to list, and they keep putting me on.
I don't blame the listing people. I mean, really, I wouldn't want to list my house right now. But remember, this is when your house looks the best. There's an objection handler if it's a listing. Well, holidays, a lot of people's houses look really well. But here's the thing you're going to want to do. You're going to want to take pictures with and without holiday decorations, because you don't want a listing in March still on the market with Christmas tree pictures.
Right.
So if you take pictures before Christmas and you get really pretty Christmas stuff and you get to January and it still hasn't sold, you're going to have to go retake pictures or send somebody out to retake pictures. Because I've seen those in April and May, and it's not really a good idea. Likewise, if you take pictures when there's a lot of snow and you get to May, get new outside pictures. Like, don't have pictures of snow in May. What is the first thing that tells you? Without even looking at days on market, right? There's something wrong with this.
Yeah.
And most buyers think there's something wrong with the house. What's really wrong? Tell me what's really wrong. Is it something wrong with the house or something wrong with the list price, right? Everything will sell at the right price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I jump in real quick and just add something to Stephanie? Okay, so I don't know how it is in Indy, but in Louisville, I find that a lot of agents are not working so much in November and December. So my competition is down. So I tell people, I've had people say, when's the best time of year to buy a house? I said, I really think it's at the holidays because I don't have 10 other offers on the table trying to negotiate around them. So maybe you can talk to your people and say, listen, there's less competition now because everybody wants to take this time off. Why don't we just go see something and it's so much easier. There's less stress.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Like even at the front desk, I see so many agents not coming in from November to December and just it slows down so much because people are like, oh, no one's looking.
Well, plus all the buyers are giving them an excuse not to work, right? Because all the buyers are saying, I want to wait till after the holidays.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much every year I see that.
If you don't work in December, you won't have a paycheck in March.
Yeah, you're right.
That's just a fact, right? That's just a fact. All right, Stephanie, I need to know your win and your challenge for the week. Or I guess you give us your challenge. Give us your win.
I guess I would say kind of what I was saying before is I got a buyer pre-approved this week. So that's good. They're not looking until June, but obviously that like their lease is up in June, but we'll get started before then. So
all right. Do you have them set on their dream home search?
I don't. So I'm still working on getting their appointment.
Okay.
So their first one saying like, okay, because I know kind of their price point is around like 200. So I still need to get started like what area, what's important. Still that.
Also have them bring their lease. Right. If they bring their lease, you can help them look for the lease termination language. And if you have problems with that, let me know. I'm not an attorney, but I used to work for one and I am also a landlord. So I can help you if you can't figure out a lease termination. Sometimes there's no language in there. But the reason why we want to know what their early termination might be is if the perfect house comes along, right, and they can get out of their lease, then we want to find that out. So that's another thing to do at the appointment.
Yep.
All right. Who's next? James, can you talk and drive?
Sure can. Are we doing wins and challenges?
Wins and challenges, yes.
My win for the week so far is just getting up and just being able to work. So far, nothing really good has happened other than that. And my challenge, let's see. My challenge is getting the potential buyers to answer me back. They haven't answered me in a couple of days, so I'm kind of wondering what's going on. So I'm going to try to reach out again today to see what's going on.
They are, you've had an appointment with them or?
I did the buyer's guide with them. I had an appointment with them and did that. But they weren't ready to sign any papers because of some financial things that had to go through first before they can get pre-approved. So they said they wanted to hold off on it. Maybe they're shopping agents. I have no idea.
Did you find their neighborhood? Do you know where they want to live?
They gave me 3 areas that they wanted to look in. So I gave them some like the last 6 years. I can't remember what they called it. But anyway, the market, how the market is rising in those areas from the last 6 years.
So what you need to do is you need to start looking for properties in those areas and shoot them to them. Real estate candy. Lure them back.
All right. I'll start doing that today then.
Lure them back and show them how hard you're going to work for them. Now, I'm not saying do it every day, but you could just say something casually like, hey, I check the MLS every day for anything newly listed. And I just saw this and I thought maybe this is going to fit the bill for you. Am I hitting the mark? Right? How do I need to adjust? What do I need to know? How do you feel about this one? It'll help me when we're ready. It'll help me, find your perfect home.
Okay. Also, they had a question about, I think it's called Hometown Heroes or something. And Becky, I asked on the Rockstars Facebook, And Becky replied that we could do something. We can honor like basically I don't know what the program is, but
We
she
have to
said that we
cut
could,
commission. So FC
Okay.
Tucker has a program called Hometown Heroes, and they cut their commission for anybody who is a veteran or first responder. So what
Right.
Becky's saying is you can do whatever you want with your commission. So if it comes through as a BAC of 3, right, you can agree to take less of a commission, right, and have it apply towards it. What you can't do is pay them. Right.
Gotcha.
So you can't give them the money. You can't remember that from class, right? You can't
Mhm.
give them the money to buy with you, but
Right.
you can write in an offer that they are offering $1,000 less, but that you're taking $1,000 off your commission or whatever you want to do, just to offset that. So you can just say, yes, I'll absolutely honor that. And the way we'll handle it is this, or you can, talk to the lender and find out if you can give it as a credit at closing, but most lenders won't let you.
Okay.
So it's going to have to be off the purchase price and just reduce your commission.
Okay. All right. I'll let them know that too. So hopefully I'll win them back. So.
All
I think
right,
that's it.
Debbie,
Yes, ma'am.
what's
Good
your
morning.
win and challenge?
I guess my win is that I have an open house set for tomorrow. So that's a good thing. I have a list of 200 of the neighbors that I'm going to contact starting when I get off of here today to let them know about the open house. My challenge is finding a writer for the signs, but I'm working on that. And I think your sign guy is going to come through for me with just the writer today. So I'll have that ready to go. And then I'm kind of in the same boat with James. I have a couple people who have said, oh yeah, we want to do it. And nothing has happened. And you sparked my memory when you were talking, because the one person I was waiting to get with me, then I was going to put him on a monthly plan, trying to get them to sign the buyer's contract before I started doing something. But now I'm going to take the same approach and send them some homes and see if I can't reel them back in again. So, yeah, and I guess challenges is just the workaday world. Here we are again. So, but yeah, but it's coming together. I feel like things are starting to roll. It's just like rolling on a level hill or level plane instead of downhill right now. So it's not going very fast, but it's going. So, and then hopefully somebody will show up to this open house and I won't be there by myself for 2 hours.
If you are, what are you going to do?
Last time I caught up with a friend. If I'm there by myself this time, then I don't know, maybe text the neighbors and tell them I'm there. I can always take my computer and follow up with leads. So
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live, I never thought about that. Okay.
Right. So do a Facebook Live,
Okay.
and you could even like talk a couple of your friends into engaging with you on your Facebook Live. Stephanie, why don't you tell Debbie a little bit about your Instagram and how you set it up with your friends?
So I have my personal Instagram and my professional Instagram. And I post directly, like posts on my professional one, but on my personal one, I do stories. So I'll do like a question sticker, and I'll say like any general questions about real estate and kind of post a background of fun pictures. Let me see if I can show you through here. But basically, I have my friends answer the questions, but you can't see who asked them.
Oh, good idea.
So it looks like people are actually engaging, even if they're not.
Good idea. I have friends that would do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can see it, but it looks something like this usually.
Okay.
So it's like, ask me anything.
Oh, okay.
And then it's just different things. So this one's about, says, how long does it take to buy a home? How does a realtor help me? How do I know what price range? And then I'll answer the question, and I have it saved to my personal Instagram as well. It's up here. So you can always view it if you go to my page.
And so you just tell your friends you're going to do that and what questions to ask, and then
Yeah, so I send it to them and I say,
mean,
hey, you guys ask me questions. And then also you can ask yourself questions too. And it'll pop up.
Oh,
like
that will work.
you.
Oh, cool. And that's on Instagram?
Mhm.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
Huh.
the story. I don't know if you've ever done the Instagram stories, but it's just like a separate
Okay.
thing on there.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Cool,
the thing to
thanks.
practice. So do your Facebook Live and have your friends engage with you on it, and then go over to Instagram stories and, you know, set yourself up a little bit. Because here's the thing, Facebook, who owns both, is going to reward you for having a live video on Facebook Live, but then they reward you more for engagement. So if you have engagement, whether you set it up or not, that's going to get what you are putting out there on more people's things. So if no one, what I'm saying is, if no one shows up at your open house, you can still have a successful open house. You're just going to have to use social media to your advantage.
Yeah.
And so that would be my open house if nobody shows up. That's a good idea. Okay.
I don't have that many
Sorry,
people.
Stephanie.
No, you're fine. I don't have that many followers, honestly. I have 470 followers on Instagram, my personal one. And I'd say about like 200 will see it on my story. And I've gotten like, I think 3 or 4 people that have responded to my answers, like personally, that'll message me and like, hey, like I have another question, just like privately. And so I've gotten like a few buyers that way, just from those stories that are like people I know, like acquaintances that are my followers, but I don't like really know them. So I've gotten quite a big success out of that.
Good idea. So how long can you be on Facebook Live? I know that's a dumb question, probably.
A long time.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
But I mean, would it be worth going on there well, I have the open house scheduled from, what time do I have it scheduled? 5 to 7. So would it be worth going on there at 5:30 and just hang out with people and show them things and just see what's going on? I mean, can you do that?
Yeah. I looked it up. It says 8 hours.
Oh, why? Probably won't be there for that. I'll be sleeping at the end of 8 hours. So, okay.
Yeah.
And so will everybody else watching. Okay. But you could, I guess you could just go on there and hang out and just, show the house or whatever. Okay. That's a good idea. And I like having your friends in the background to help you.
Because they don't know.
Nobody knows. Yeah. And my friends, I have friends that would be
Well,
more than happy.
Facebook and Instagram, the algorithm really doesn't know. All right, in the chat, James, I put in 2 things. One is for the Hometown Heroes program, which is kind of like a referral thing. So it's one of those deals where they send you clients and you give them a lot of your commission back, and then they're going to rebate. There's also a teacher program that's like that. And then I also put in but they're not currently accepting realtors. So just so you know that. But then I also put in there, Bailey and Woods has a Hometown Hero program for the lender perspective. And that would be a way for you to offer it without giving up your commission. So if you recommended they go to Bailey and Woods, which is a lender here in Indy that we all love, then they have a program that that works with Hometown Heroes. So they get $500 towards closing costs or prepaid when they finance a dream home. So you could absolutely compete.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Google is my friend, by the way. That wasn't something I knew 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
All right, Melissa, dear, how are you doing?
Can I ask a quick question? Sorry, when you said Google is my friend. If I have a person who wants to buy a house in Pike Township, I'm assuming I can go onto Google and find out like what the streets are that border that and then set up a search for it.
Oh, you can just set up a search for Pike Township. You're just going to set it up for the school district.
Okay, can I do that in command for the neighborhood updates, the monthly neighborhood updates?
The neighborhood.
Or do I need to?
Yeah, well, you're going to have to figure out what zip codes is Pike Township is what you're going to have to do in command.
Okay.
Command only lets you either pick a neighborhood or pick a zip code.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
you're gonna type in Google, just type in what zip codes are Pike Township, Indianapolis, Marion County, and then it'll give you the right zip codes.
Okay.
And some of them may be a little bit outside of the township, but it's going to be close.
Okay.
And this isn't
Okay.
exact because this isn't the real search, right? The real search is the one you put in the MLS.
This is that person I'm thinking of that hasn't got back with me, but was so excited that I want to just find some stuff for her to get her started. So, and she told me townships that she wants to live in.
Yes, you're looking for
Okay.
real estate candy.
Exactly.
To
I like that
lure
phrase.
her in with her candy.
I can do that. Okay.
I'm not sure
thanks.
this is any better than that other word. I actually think my other word was better because this now is pedophiles instead of porn. I don't know. I got to find a good way to say this. Stephanie, I kept saying real estate porn, and somebody complained at me that that wasn't a very nice thing to say, and I needed to say something else. They suggested candy, and now I'm saying candy, and it makes me think of pedophile. So I don't know. I got to have another word for it.
I'll let you know if I
Bait.
think of anything.
Real estate bait.
Bait. Yeah, real estate bait. All right, Melissa.
Always bacon's good.
Bacon, real estate bacon. That's going to insult a
Oh,
bit.
there you go.
Well, there's that.
We can't. We gotta be political. Swati, the hometown heroes.
You really can't win for losing.
Bailey and Woods, probably not, but I imagine that you have a Louisville lender who also has a hometown heroes program. You just have to Google and find one. All right, Melissa, wins challenge.
All righty, I've had several good conversations, and I finally got one of my people who's said they're going to list. I have an appointment with them tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. They're going to list and buy.
Yay!
So that's 2 in 1. I like that. And I've got a real estate investor wanting to buy in Frankfurt, so I'm working with him. Finally got the church listed. That's a win. Got a referral. Somebody's referring somebody to me. Somebody from Indianapolis referring somebody to me in Kokomo. So that's a win. So good things are happening. Great conversations. My challenges are still just kind of working through Command. Beautiful. We love Command. And and DocuSign. I'm learning a whole lot every day. So those are my wins and challenges.
Just so everybody knows, DocuSign has a problem today. So don't learn DocuSign today, Melissa. DocuSign is going to give you tips today. Apparently, there's
Command has lots of challenges. It seems like too.
I am hoping there's been so many glitches with DocuSign in the last couple of weeks. I'm hoping that the reason why we're down today is because they're fixing those glitches. That's always my hope.
Right.
We get gifts when things are squirrely. So. And DocuSign's not KW, that's not part of Command. That's just the way we connect. But when DocuSign goes and gets squirrely, it makes us all squirrely. All right. I love the good conversations. And look what those good conversations are getting you. They're getting you appointments and listings.
Right. I got opportunity with a mother and a daughter. Daughter wants to buy, mother wants to sell. And then I had somebody call me out of the blue with one of my listings that didn't have an agent. So I'm working with that person to get pre-approved.
Awesome. How's your husband doing? Her husband just got his license, so they're now a team.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and he's doing a lots of videos and Zoom calls with and I forget her name. I apologize. With the lady you referred, Teresa. Yes, and he's really excited about the commercial side of things.
Very cool.
Doing great.
All right, Swati. Tell me your win and your challenge is heartbreaking. So this will be a good conversation for everybody.
For my wins, I don't really have any win that I can talk about this week. I mean, it's.
Well, how are your conversations going? Are you?
They're going. Yeah, but I didn't have any good conversation that would kind of, get me a appointment or anything like that. And then challenges, it's still the same. It's just, I had one appointment set up yesterday, but then, and it happened third time to me. It just, over the weekend, they find something. And then on Monday, they're like, oh, sorry, I found out something already. So the appointment is canceled. And I just don't know what to do about that.
Well, one thing I would recommend is if they're looking and you've made an appointment, I would make sure that I urge them. Now, I just want to tell you one thing. Now I
Mhm.
know you're excited about looking for a house and you're going to be out and about before we get together. And I just want to make sure you understand, if you call the name of the agent on the sign, that agent can't fully represent you because they represent the seller. And so if you find something out there that you like, instead of calling the name on the sign, if you just give me a call, I can get you scheduled. And that way you won't end up working with someone who can't represent your best interests.
Right. But they don't always tell you if they are going to do that. And then what
Well, I would
happened?
assume if I have made an appointment for them 4 or 5 days out and there's going to be a weekend in between or not, I'm just going to say, well, I'm going to tell you a couple things I want to make sure. You might not know this about the real estate industry, but if you see a for sale sign in the yard, that agent represents the seller, right? So we just want to explain to them how the system works just a little bit. When we get together, we're going to tell you a lot more about how the system works. But right now, I want to make sure that you understand one thing, because I don't want you to end up in a situation where somebody's not got your best interest at heart.
Right.
Right. So then we've just preemptively circumvented this happening where they went out, they called the listing agent, now they're under contract and they have no representation.
Okay. Yeah. But what if they are like shopping around and talking to two different agents at the same time, and then you can't tell, right? Like they would say, yes, let's meet on this day. But then in the meantime, if they get something set up with the other agent, and if they find something, then you never know.
You don't ever know. No. I mean, I say it happens across the board. I mean, I had a meeting scheduled today with a girl that just passed her test, and sometime over the weekend, she decided she was going with a different brokerage and just canceled my email or my appointment via Zoom and didn't even let me know.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean, people change their minds or whatever, but what we have to do is we just have to pre-think it. So, and here's the thing, if you told them this story, then they're going to know you're really worried about their best interest. So maybe if no one else has told them that, maybe that's going to put you above everyone else. So yeah, no, it's unfortunate. That's why I said it's heartbreaking when it happens, but unfortunately there are lots of realtors and that just wasn't the right person for you. And it was a lot. So, you know, it probably wasn't going to be
right.
I mean, if I was going to lose an appointment on something, I'd rather lose an appointment on a lot than a house.
Right.
Right. So
right.
just, you know, we just have to, when something like that happens, we just have to put it behind us. And we have to remember this. Remember that, that it takes, that your ratio is 12-1, right? So 12-1, these are people that that already know you, like you, and trust you. So, you know, you're going to have 12 conversations to get one lead. So, you know, that was just one that didn't, and it's different. So like it's 100-1 for strangers. So if this was a stranger, just a lead that came through, that's just one of your one down. Now you got to remember my story about the seashells, right?
Right.
If I told you that there were 100 seashells on the table and one of them had $4,000 under it, how many seashells would you turn over in order to find the $4,000?
Until I find them, all of them, right?
Right. Same thing, right? So this one was a seashell that didn't have $4,000 in it. So now we got to go back and find another seashell. It's frustrating though, I know. All right. I wanted to talk some more today. We did get everybody in, didn't we? Everybody got their win and challenge in. I wanted to keep talking about our holiday calls. Have you guys all been on for holiday calls? Is this new for anybody? So December is a gift, right? December is an opportunity for us to call all the people that we know and wish them a happy holiday and find out how their year has gone for them and find out what their plans are for 2021, right? And this is the really, really great time for us to reach out and find out what they've got going on in their life, right? So if they tell you that they're working from home, their kids are homeschooling, their house is way too small, would you like to get together? Let's see if I can't help you solve that problem. Let's, you know, if they say, well, I can't sell and buy right now. Well, let's just get together and dream a little. You want to get together and dream, right? Let's get together and see what that might look like, right? So this is how we make appointments. So I wanted to share, I pulled some things together and I'm going to send this to you guys, but I wanted to have this conversation today. So here is a little script, right? And here's the one, if you do have them set up on your neighborhood nurtures, you can find out, are they getting them and what do they think, right? That's a question that you can ask them. Ford, that's one. I just really liked this up. This is a wrap up. So Mike, when you're talking about you're getting to the end and they told you that they don't have any real estate things, they're going to be getting together with friends and family over the holidays. Just ask them to do you a favor while you're getting together with people. If anybody mentions that they might need some help with real estate, would you think of me? Would you please, pass my information along, or, send me their information, and I'd love to get in touch and help them. Right. So that's what that is. You guys give me this objection a lot, not you guys specifically, but lots of people give me this objection a lot, that they haven't talked to these people for a really long time. So I finally found a shame on me script, right? So I was thinking about you. Shame on me for not reaching out earlier, but I thought no better time than right now. I wanted to check and see how you're doing. So you've taken the objection off the table, right? You just acknowledged it head on. So I love this one, and I just wanted to throw this out to you social media people. What if you hosted a house decorating contest, right? Set a date. So everybody puts their Christmas decorations up and then post their pictures. And then you could have people vote, you could do whatever, and you could send out a gift card for that. You're going to get engagement. They're talking about their houses, right? And you're going to get, everybody. I thought that was just really awesome. And then I've got some more Ford stuff here that I'm going to send you. Oh, I love this. Some of you guys, we've been talking about pop buys. I saw this, and then I went to the dollar store on Saturday. So you can get rolls of wrapping paper for $1 at the dollar store. And you can also get tape for $1 at the dollar store. And so you could do a roll of wrapping paper and a thing of tape and a little card that says, thank you for whatever, or, wrapping up the year and just wanted to say thank you, or just wanted to, whatever you wanted to say. And you could just drop it off at their houses, right? That'd be like a $2 gift. So these are like your A people. When we talk about putting your database into categories, right? These are our A people. These are our top people. These are our raving fans, the ones that are most likely to give us referrals. So you could spend a couple dollars on them and take them some wrapping paper, right? I liked the nuts about you too. Thought that was cute. And then there's I think that's reindeer poop. I don't know about that, but I've also seen, have you guys ever seen that with the marshmallows and it's marshmallow poop? Like they do like hot chocolate with marshmallow poop, and it's just, or snowman poop. Yeah, very funny. Anyways, so then I'm also going to send this to you. This is just 12 emails, one a month, that covers a holiday. Debbie, talk a little bit about your holidays, because you've been doing this.
I did all the major holidays, or I'm working on it. I'm through New Year's now. I haven't got to Valentine's Day yet. But I just did just a quick little, I tried to find like a little trivia fact. How did football get started on Thanksgiving Day? That kind of thing. And then because there was such a long spread between like Labor Day and Halloween, I did just a fall that I send out like on October 1st. And it's just a little thing, happy fall kind of thing. But I've only had one person, I think, that texted me back and wanted it stopped. Other than that, I think because it's just a quick little trivia, hello, how do you do, that people don't mind getting it. So, and then that way they have your phone number. If it goes as an email, then obviously they have your phone number and your email address. So, and I just, anybody that I talk to, as soon as I find out if they have a good email or a good phone number, then I put them on the holiday smart plans and then make decisions based upon conversation, how the rest of the smart plans go.
I love that. So these are just, you have to stay in contact. We talked about this, right? You have to be top of mind when they're ready. And this is how we do that. So you have to call them 4 times a year. This recommends a Facebook direct message, an annual something of value. This says an annual cat magnet. I had a funny thing. So this year I didn't do magnets, but every year that I have been a realtor, I did magnets, and I worked with seniors. And last year, when I was a little bit late getting the magnets out, I had seniors calling me and asking me where their magnet was. This year, I had about 8 people call and ask me where their magnet was. And I actually just bought 8 magnets for those 8 ladies because they really wanted their magnet on their refrigerator. And I'm going to have to remember to do that. Or find somebody else that's sending out magnets and have them send these ladies magnets, because they really, and here's the thing about sending magnets to seniors, right? If they have to move into an assisted living, or if they have to change their circumstance and their family comes in, they're going to have your name on the refrigerator, right? Because they like their magnets. And so the family's going to know who to call. So that's really great. So anyways, and then I just wanted to talk about that. Have you guys this is year end, so this is a really great time for you guys to put your plan in place for how you're going to communicate with your database next year. So I know Debbie's got holidays in mind, and that does part of your contacts. What are some other things that you could do to communicate with your database, give it value without pushing them away, in addition to your 4 calls a year? Anybody got any ideas?
Anniversaries and birthdays.
Absolutely. Anniversaries and
Graduations.
birthdays. You guys have heard about my children's birthday story, right? Send them $1 for their birthday. Kids love $1. That makes you a rock star. And if you didn't know, at Dollar Store, you can get 2 Hallmark cards for $1. So you can go get yourself, quite a stack of cards to send out. Tamika actually showed us on Saturday her whole stack of cards that she's collected. How about Mother's Day, Father's Day?
I was going to say, I am so stealing her Mother's Day idea, and Father's Day too, but the Mother's Day obviously really resonated with me since I'm a mama. So I love that idea.
Yeah, so Tamika's thing on Mother's Day is if she knows somebody has lost their mom, she sends them a special card connecting with them because she's also lost her mom. So on Mother's Day, she makes a heartfelt, like, I know how difficult it is on Mother's Day, kind of, instead of just your typical cheer. So I recommend that you get a calendar, or you take a piece of paper and write January through December, and make sure that the important people in your database are getting something from you every month, and then put in when their quarterly calls go in. And then they're going to get their neighborhood nurture or their search if you've got them set up, right? Now, after you've got your calendar in place of what you're going to do all year, you can set up your own smart plan, right? That reminds you when you need to do these things, can't you? How about this is end of the year? How many of you guys had closings this year? Do you need to let your buyers know that they need to apply for, in Indiana, they need to make sure they have their mortgage exemption filed, right, by the end of the year, or their property taxes are going to go up? I can't remember, Shelly or Swati, can you remind me what it is in Louisville when you have to have your exemptions filed for your property tax?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
All right, well,
Probably find that out.
well, you probably should find that out, because don't you think it would be a good idea to let your clients know? Wouldn't that be a good service to provide that would help them remember that you weren't just in it for your commission, right?
What was that, Carla? What was that called?
Well, the homestead in Indiana, the title company files the homestead, but they need to make sure that it actually got recorded, because their property taxes will double in Indiana. I don't remember exactly what it does. You have a very low property tax rate in Louisville, so I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know you have a homestead exemption because every state has one, and you probably have a mortgage exemption. So they get a little bit of a deduction off of their taxes. I also recommend in January that you send to everybody that you had a closing with, either on the buy side or the sell side, a copy of their ALTA statement from closing. That way they have it for when they're preparing their income taxes, right? So you just say, hey, I know you're probably getting your tax documents together, and I just want to make sure you had this handy. Here is your closing statement. You'll want to get this to your CPA when you prepare your taxes. So those are 2 things you can do really quickly. Now, let's say you haven't had any closings this year, but while you've been calling people, you found out that they bought or sold this year. either before you had your license or that you just didn't get to them quickly. Couldn't you also remind them, you might not have their closing statement, but couldn't you remind them about their deductions? And wouldn't that set you apart from the realtor that they did use, so that next time you'll be the
Be
one
really
that
nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. One thing that I have always wanted to do, and I just never found the time or made the time to do it, is I've always wanted to come up with a home maintenance list, right? Like, you know, we clean out the gutters in the fall, we change our furnace filters, we turn our outside spigot off so we make sure we don't have frozen pipes, you know, some kind of smart plan that was giving some home maintenance tip ideas. So that's just an idea I have had in the past. But you get to the point of this. We want to make sure that we're providing value to all the people in our database. If you have names and phone numbers and or whatever you have in your database, and you aren't constantly communicating with them, then there's no point in them being in your database. It's just an address book, right? It's not working for you. It's not leveraged. So you need to make sure that everybody's set up on multiple smart plans that gives them value and reminds them that you're in real estate. So I'm going to challenge all of you guys in the next week to set out a piece of paper and write out January through December and make a plan. And then if we need to work together to get your smart plans put together, we can. And here's another thing, you know, we're at Keller Williams and we have this great thing called R&D. Does everybody remember what R&D is?
Rip off and duplicate.
Absolutely. So
Rip
we
off
have
and
this
duplicate.
library. So go into Command, even Swati and Shelly, I know you don't use Command a lot, but go in there and look at the smart plan library. People have already set these up, right? All you have to do is copy them over into your smart plans and edit them to be from you, or however you want to change them so that they sound like they're from you. And even Swati and Shelly, we were talking last week, if you set up your personal contacts in Command, even though you use Boomtown, and for the rest of you guys, you know, you can start sending this stuff out, right? It's automatic. If you do it between now and January, your whole year next year is going to be taken care of for you.
Right.
So we're going to start on the 12th, the 12 days of Christmas. So we have a December to remember. And so the 12 days of Christmas is going to be a challenge. And I just gave you guys a heads up because on the last day of Christmas, everybody who turns in their 12-month plan is going to get points, and we're going to have prizes for whoever completes the 12 days of Christmas. So because you were here with me this morning and I spent last night designing our 12 days of Christmas, you got a head start on everybody else that didn't make it today. Yay. Okay. So tell me what you're thinking about this. I want to hear your thoughts, your limiting beliefs. Tell me what you're thinking. I know there's out there. Somebody's thinking, yeah, but
I'm thinking I have to wait and see, and then I'll have limiting beliefs. I have to see what you have in mind first. And then I'll figure out why I can't do it.
oh, I don't mean the 12 days of Christmas. I mean about setting out your plan, your contact plan for next year. So tell me what your limiting beliefs are around putting together right now your contact plan for next year and getting everybody set up to be on it automatically.
I hate emails.
You hate emails.
I
From
do.
people?
So I can't imagine me sending other people constant emails.
What kind of emails do you hate? Do you hate when people email you happy birthday?
Depends on who it is. And then my first thought is, why are they emailing me happy birthday and what do they want from me?
What if you got an email and you got a phone call?
I do better with phone calls.
Well, could you not then make your, okay, if you do better with phone calls and you really want to just do phone calls, couldn't your 12-month plan just be phone calls? Yes, no?
My internet timed out, so I apologize. I have no idea what you said.
I said, so if you really just like phone calls, couldn't your 12-month plan. Tell me this. So it's not just phone calls. How do you feel about handwritten notes and cards?
Oh, I'm all for that.
So could your 12-month plan, instead of being emails and text messages, could your 12-month plan be cards and
Oh, absolutely.
and phone calls? And maybe on the 20th of every month, you do your cards over the weekend for the next month?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you guys know that you can order any stamps that you want from the United Postal Service online? They don't charge shipping. It's the same price that you pay at the postage thing. They show up in your mailbox and you can get anything. Like I have Elmo and John Lennon, and so I mail 40 cards a month about, and I can pick stamps based on what, I don't know if people notice the stamps, but I've gotten comments before. The John Lennon stamps got lots of questions or lots of comments because nobody could get them here, but I got them online and they were really cool. So you can even order cool stamps. Right? Make it special if you want to do handwritten notes. I love getting mail in my mailbox that I don't have to go straight to the recycling bin with. I like them so much that I've gotten cards in the mail, and look where they are. I can get them right here. Look, these are the cards that I got this week in the mail. And they're special, you know, I didn't throw them away. Look at this one. This one she wrote me. Can you see it? She wrote me a whole note inside this card. Now somebody I haven't talked to in like 6 months, and she just wrote me a card. All right.
I like to display my cards for a little while, a few days. I like to set them out and see them.
I do too. They make me happy. All right, so you guys can put together a plan then. Get a head start on the rest of the crew. So now you know what the 12th day of Christmas is. Awesome. All right, what else can I help you with this morning? For those of you in Indy, the 11 o'clock call today is an accountant who's coming to tell us about year-end accounting. Shelly and Swati, if you don't have anything to do from 11 to 12 and you would like to join that, there is no reason why you can't. It is indymetrotraining.com. It's the market centers, Indy Metro Southwest and Northeast do this every Tuesday at 11, but today's going to be really good because they're just going to tell you about your taxes.
Okay.
So it's indymetrotraining.com, just like ours, only no PC. It just says training. Or I can get you the video of it if you don't have an accountant coming in down there. They probably have an account. I bet Amy's got an accountant on your schedule too. Awesome. Well, you guys have a fabulous day. I'll be back from 5 to 6 if you have any questions or anything that comes up. I'm excited that you guys are making calls and you're seeing the value because it's big, big, big.
Getting there. Thanks, Carla.
Awesome.
Thanks, Carla.
Have an awesome day.